Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Heather, and on this channel we like to walk a fine line between a shopping addicted makeup monster and a responsible adult with a makeup hobby. Now, I really enjoy eyeshadows, singles, duochromes, multichromes, blush, highlight, lip gloss, basically everything except pressed glitter. And today we're going to be doing an eye look with the Fantasy Cosmetica Rogue palette, and I'm also going to be trying out the Be Perfect Cosmetics Ultimate Brush Collection. So if that sounds like something you're interested in and you want to see exactly where my foundation went off the rails, because clearly it did, then just keep watching. While we're testing out the new Rogue palette, I did also want to test out the Be Perfect Ultimate Brush Collection, which I picked up during Black Friday, but I wanted to use all the brushes together with you guys and see kind of what the brushes are like, so we're going to use that today as well. Okay, hold while I unwrap. Okay, so the actual eye brushes look pretty good. We've got a lot of nice kind of fluffy blender type brushes, a couple more dense brushes, and then for some odd reason we have two bent angle liner brushes. You can see them both there, but yeah, we're gonna give these a try today. And then they do also have the face brushes, so we'll give those a try when we're ready for the face stuff. And so this is the NYX pigment primer that I use with pretty much every eye look that I do. It's the one that I feel like allows me to blend out pigments most effectively. This is the palette's color story that we're going to go in with. Obviously this has been touched. I couldn't wait. But this has been touched already. I'll try to insert some pictures of the other two eye looks that I did so you can kind of see those. But there's some shades in here that I have not yet played with, and I think we need to do that today. So specifically I want to play with these kind of grungy greens, and I want to try to include this shade here and then maybe that shade there if I can make that work. Let's go in first. Ooh, these have like a sparkly handle to them too. I don't know if you're going to be able to catch that. Can you see the sparkles in them? That's pretty, but it's like painted so they don't come off on your hands. Anyway, I'm gonna go into, what do I want to start with? Let's start maybe dark to light today. I'm gonna go in with shadows first. Yeah, this brush has great density. This is really, really easy to work with. Obviously with deeper pigments you have to be a little bit careful about not getting them too crazy, but I think that looks good so far. I think because I haven't used this shade yet, I'm gonna go in with the lavender called Subtle. That's pretty too. I was expecting it to be even lighter, so I'm kind of pleasantly surprised that it's not that light. And then you want to be really careful not to overblend in the area where you have the green and the blue coming together, because they will muddy up very, very quickly. Something like that I like so far. And then I'm going to go back in with that original brush, the BEO2, and I'm going to use a little bit of the black to take down onto the lid. Good lord, the black is called Assassin. That's looking pretty cute. And then do we have, I'm going to take this kind of dense pointer brush. This is the BPEO4, and I'm going to go into Stealth, which is this kind of minty aqua shade, and just a little bit of that, so that it makes more sense blending out into my skin. perfect. So let's get some glitter glue on. Now I always prefer to use these little like plastic silicone applicators, or like a paddle applicator, and then I've really been liking the glitter primer from Pastel Roses UK, which is a UK based indie brand. It's like a clear glitter glue, but really if you have any glitter glue at home you can use that. If you don't have glitter glue you can also just spray your brush, but I like the glitter glue better. And then on the lid I'm going to use this greenish shade called Sneak Attack, and I'm just going to pick that up with my fingers because that's like the easiest way to do it. And this is definitely like a hyped up version of MAC Blue Brown, if you've ever played with that. Or I want to say it's the Mars shade in the Manny MUA Makeup Geek palette from way back in the day. If you're a 2015-2016 OG. So I like how that looks. What I think I'm going to do on the lower lash line, well actually we need to do our face first. And then the foundation that I'm going to go in with is the Glowish by Huda Beauty. This is the Fair Cool 1.5 shade, and I picked this up during their Black Friday sale because they have like an amazing Black Friday sale. They take palettes down to like $5. Now this is interesting. It does not look like they have a brush that I would normally use for foundation. Maybe this one could work. It's an angled brush, so I'm sure it's meant to be for blush, but we'll use it for foundation today. And that definitely looks way too deep. I think it is oxidizing though, because it does not look that deep when you originally take it out. So there's foundation. We're gonna have to fix that because clearly it doesn't match my face. We're gonna go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is one of my OG faves. And I'm just gonna use this to kind of lighten up a little bit because this was way too dark for some reason, since it's supposed to be fair cool. And I guess for under the eyes, I'm going to use this brush, which is the BPD03. Alright, so the easiest way that I'm going to fix this foundation from being super crazy is to add my bronzer next. So I'm going to use actually this Too Faced, this is the Natural Chocolate bronzer in Golden Cocoa, which looks like this, and it is a super pretty color. It smells wonderfully of chocolate. All right, and then I do want to go in with a contour, which I've been really loving. This this is a Sephora brand colorful contour, and it looks like this. This is the shade Second Chance N35. And I'm going to take this little brush, which maybe they meant for foundation because it's really dense, but it's super tiny real estate, so I feel like it would be better as a contour brush. And it is the BPF03 brush. something like that. And now you can see I get a little bit more of that like contoured look with the contour powder. All right, blush wise, I was gonna go in with this color. So blush wise, I was gonna go in with Fair Enough, which is one of the Snow White shades. It's kind of a poppy coral shade. It looks like this, but I think that might be too bright for what I have going on the eyes. So I think instead what I'm gonna do is grab from this, which is one of the Pat McGrath cheek, and it's like Divine Blush and Glow palettes from the holiday. And I think I might go in with this one here, so it's a little bit more muted. And I'm going to use the BPF07. And I'm going to mix that with the kind of tan shade here too. Because I think that helps neutralize some of the pinkness that's coming out as I sheer this blush out. Kind of like that. I feel like that's looking pretty good. My indecisiveness is next level today. All right, I guess I'll use this one. Okay, so I used the highlighter out of this particular palette, but then I did also top it off with a little bit of gumdrop out of this OG. If you guys have been around since like 2016, 2017 YouTube, you know these glow kits, but I ran across one at TJ Maxx for like $16, and I went ahead and picked it up because I was like, I never actually tried the glow kits, and I'm not mad that I picked it up. Because they actually are a really nice formula. Very finely milled and not like super, super sparkly. Okay, now I think we are finally ready to go in and do the lower lash line. I'm thinking we need some more of that purple in the inner third, and then maybe taking it out to the black or the dark green in the outer. All right, so I'm gonna go back into Subtle, which is the kind of lilac purple shade here. That looks pretty good. And then I think what I'll do is a little bit of the green, so it's not quite so harsh. That's the shade Shadows. And these brushes are definitely a little bit bigger than what I would normally use for my under eyes. And then I want to take this shade Deception right here and do that along the lower lash line. But I don't have any Like, the only small brushes I have are the 2 angled liner brushes, but I think they're gonna, well, I guess I can try it. I can try it. For you guys, I'll try it. And I am going to spray this one just for ease of use. Kind of like that. I do like how that looks. And then I just need an inner corner pop, which I think we might do sleight of hand, because I think this twist of trickster, sorry, is going to be a little bit too yellow for what I'm going for. Okay, and it looks kind of like that. Let me get some brows and mascara and liner on, and then I will be right back. I think it looks pretty cute. I used the Kosas brow pencil and brow gel for my brows today. I used the Too Faced Killer Liner in black, which by the way is actually pretty decent. I'm surprised. And then my lip combo is a blotted lip and a glowing lip from ColourPop. The glowing lip is in Girl Please, and the blotted lip is in Shook. So these two kind of make like this kind of berry raspberry kind of tone for me. All in all, let's talk about the brushes. I actually really like the brush kit. I think the brushes themselves are really nice. They have these beautiful like sparkly handles. The brushes, like the fibers themselves, are actually quite soft. They have a great array of shapes. I used all but I think 4 of the face brushes, and then I used about half the eye brushes. My only complaint for the eye brushes is that I have 2 angled liner brushes, and I don't have any small detail brush enough to kind of get into the inner corner. So I had to be like really careful with my bent liner brush to try to do that. I otherwise, if I was not testing this brush set out, would not have done that. I would have gone straight for just a small flat paddle brush. So that was my only complaint about those, but I think the actual quality of the brushes is quite nice. Now this brush set is pretty spendy, so if you don't have the cash for that brush set, I would think about, you know, maybe trying the Sydney Grace brushes, which I've heard really good things about, or the Blend Bunny brush kits, especially if you have smaller or hooded eyes, because they are definitely designed for those eye shapes. All right, and then a quick run through on the other products. The Milk Primer I have always liked, so no issues there. This foundation oxidizes way too much, and I dislike that, so I'm gonna have to mix it with something to make it look a little bit better, because I otherwise do like the finish of it. It just makes my whole face really dark, and then my neck and my face don't match anymore, which is a problem. Elf Hydrating Camo Concealer, Double Love. I wish they would make this into a foundation and just be like, it's the Hydrating Camo Foundation, and I would be there in an instant. Contour Powder, love. This is the shade Second Chance N35. The Too Faced Natural Chocolate Bronzer in Golden Cocoa, I also really love. The blush combination and highlighter combination from the Glow Kit and from the Pat McGrath face palettes, I do also really love. And then the, mascara was YSL The Shock mascara, which I picked up from the Thanksgiving time frame Sephora VIB sale last year. So I should probably be throwing that out soon. Anyway, and then the Rogue palette. I really like this Rogue palette. I'm gonna see if I can put up those pictures of the other two eye looks that I did with this palette, because I think this is a really pretty palette. It's like, it's so nice and grungy and beautiful. Like, I need to film a video talking about all the grunge palettes that are out there for your villain era. Like, I think that's gonna be coming up later this week, because now I'm inspired. But yeah, so I love this. 10 out of 10. I do have the Sorcerer palette as well, but I do not have Bard or Druid. So if you have either of those palettes, let me know. Am I missing out? Do I need to go buy them? Do I need to go buy them? Because I'm certain I do. And with that said, that is everything for this video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.